Hey there, this is Andrew with the ADS Agency, here to bring you the very best in marketing and branding tips, as well as business tips for those of you who are entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, personal branders, and all of that. Welcome, and thanks so much for being here. Totally appreciate you. And right now we're on a little series. So last week was our first video of the series, and we were talking about getting ready for 2019 with regards to your marketing and branding plans, right? So last time was all about business goals. What are your goals for your business? A surprising amount of businesses don't have their business goals written down. It's so true, it's so sad, and that does not have to be you. So write down your business goals first. You can see our first video all about that. It's a reminder about SMART and dumb goals and those kinds of things when thinking about your own vision and your own goals for your business. So aside from business goals, now this week, here's something to remember and revisit. I mean, you can do this one a day. You want to revisit your mission in your marketing plan. So in your mission, and this is all about remembering who you are. It's a recheck on who you are. Your mission, which is what you do, your vision, which is who you aspire to be, your values, all the things you hold dear that make you you as an organization, and then also what differentiates you. So you've probably heard of these terms, USP and UVP. That's your unique selling proposition and your unique value proposition. All of that ultimately speaks to what differentiates you, and what value do you bring to your customers. So that's number one, remember who you are in all those regards, mission, vision, values, and what differentiates you with regards to what we're about to talk next, which is your competition. So number two is your competition. You want to revisit your SWOT analysis. So a lot of people will do this when they're first starting a business, and then they kind of forget about it in the subsequent years. Dust that off. That's something we should be revisiting every year. And if you don't know, SWOT, SWOT, stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. SWOT analysis. So you want to check your competition, and this is part of just getting a lay of the land, just a feel for where are we now, because the competition changes every year, and their offerings change, and they're growing and evolving just like you. So it's important to, if you don't do it at any other time, do a check right now for your competition, and that SWOT analysis is very important. All right. And then number three for this week is consider who you seek to serve. So in light of your competition, consider your target audience. And we talked about this before, so I'll do a link to this video about buyer personas, your target audience. How do you even find them in the first place? How do you find your target audience? One thing I want to make sure you're considering in your marketing plans for this year, we're going to get to, all of this leads up to your marketing strategy and your budget and the tactics for executing that strategy. What I want you to really think about right now is how well do you really actually know your target audience? If you're struggling with messaging, it doesn't seem to be resonating, you're wondering why people aren't buying like you hope they would, you need to be considering your target audience and what they're really looking for. Often what we think they're looking for and what they're actually looking for are not quite the same thing. So go back and think about your target audience. And this year, if you've not done some fresh research, or if you've never done research, you're kind of relying on some market data that you found and all of that, you too can do your own focus groups and market research and all of that. So I want you to consider that for next year. It does not have to be expensive. It can be sweat equity and elbow grease, and we can talk through what that involves. But put aside some time and some money, if you can, for doing some focus groups and your surveys of your target audience. And all this is about really connecting with that target audience and learning them as well as you can, because the better you can know them, the better you can serve them. And that's because you know how they think. You know what they're thinking about. you know what keeps them up at night, you know what their problems are, and you know how your offering can uniquely fill that space, can take away that pain, can solve that problem that they have. That's really what differentiation is all about, is really getting back to what do you do that is uniquely different from your competition? How do you serve your target audience and speak to them in a way that's in their language and they get it and they're like, oh, they know me so well. And that's what endears people to your brand. That's what makes them feel like these are my people. This is who I need to be around, for this particular area of my life. So consider who you seek to serve. So that's 3 things this week. Last time we talked about business goals. This time, go back and remember who you are. Again, mission, vision, values, your unique selling and value propositions. Check your competition. So revisit your SWOT analysis. And then 3, consider your target audience. Again, I'll link to that video if you've not seen that one yet. And then that leads us up until next time. We're getting towards that marketing strategy, creating that budget and the tactics for executing that strategy, which we'll be getting closer to next time. All right, but this is what I want you to focus on this week. All right, awesome. Cheers. And if you've not subscribed, please do consider subscribing. I love when people subscribe. It makes me so happy. I love when people subscribe. So thank you. Thank you for everyone who's here. If you've not subscribed, please do. And when you do, there will be a little bell pop. You hit subscribe and then a little bell will pop up next to that. And it'll ask you to click that if you want to get notified when these videos come up. And that way you don't have to miss a video and a part of these series. All right, so please do that. And also, if you're not following us, come find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn. We're at The ADS Agency, THEADS Agency. And if you want to come to our website, it's theadsagency.co. C-O, not .com, .co. All right, and that's all I've got today. Cheers. Let me know what questions you have. And I'm pulling for you. I want this to be a great 2019 for you. And if you're watching these videos and you're doing these steps along with us, you're in such good shape. I promise you, you're in such good shape. You're doing great. All right, awesome. See you next time and cheers. Mwah.